Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Sartorius. I am a high school business teacher at Park West High School. The topic that I got assigned today was: should high school students ban the use of cell phones during the school day? Really hot topic, I'll tell you, for me, but I got a couple of various sources from the New York Times article, care.com, Boston University were just some of the sources that I saw in cure.org that research this topic. Okay, so this is something that's really important to me. I just finished my first year teaching business classes at Parkway West, and cell phone was probably one of my things that caused me to lose a little bit more hair than what I got up there already. So this was something that I think I could truly relate to when looking at this topic. But I'm going to kind of break this down from an affirmative side and a negative side, and I'll try to leave my opinion out of it. But I really want to kind of break things down on, should high school students be able to have their cell phones during the school day? So, a couple of things from a high school teacher's perspective, of reasons that I would say that I would ban them, is it minimizes distractions. Being a high school teacher, seeing kids with cell phones, it's significantly distracting in the classroom. It leads to students kind of not focusing and looking at you. And I think it can reduce their academic performance. So, like, for example, I have my cell phone right here. If it's even on the table, am I looking at it? Am I paying attention? Did someone send me a Snapchat? Is there a game of Clash of Clans or whatever game that they have going on? It's right there for them to have access to. So if they're looking at their cell phone, they're not really paying attention or focusing on you. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, when we start really looking at it, it limits the face to face interaction um, on there. So if I don't have a cell phone, my attention is typically directed to you face to face. Okay, I did a video earlier where I talked about beef and having our eyes on that instructor, on that person talking. So we want students to be more engaged with their peers, their teachers. I'd even say since COVID, the social skills is something that we want to continue to grow and develop. So we would encourage kids that if we didn't have cell phones, you have to interact with the people because you don't have that other distraction, right? You may be able to look off in different areas, but typically you're going to have a little bit more focus than looking at your cell phone. Okay. The other thing that I look at, on a positive side of doing that is it's going to reduce cyberbullying. If kids don't have their cell phones, they can't be sending snaps to people, they can't be texting people, they can't be using their cell phone to maybe cheat on a test or anything like that. So I think from that perspective, those are all very positive and pro when we talk about like keeping them out. So we're minimizing distractions, we're getting better social face to face interactions with our students and with our peers so we can maybe have a little bit more meaningful conversations and be able to get more of that growth mindset and learning. And then we have also kind of reducing that cyberbullying where people aren't being able to send that throughout the day. They might be able to do it later at night or after their activities, right? But it negates a little bit of that time where they have that ability to do that and then forces them to have more social interaction. On top of that, with that is just cheating in general, right? If they're taking tests or anything and they can't use their cell phone, can't search something up on Google, they can't do anything like that. Now we're gonna monitor that as teachers, but that would kind of negate a little bit of that. Okay. Now, on the flip side of that, so those are all kind of things that are pro. We should have cell phones. So minimizing distractions, face-to-face interaction, and no cheating or reduced bullying. Right. I think people can get behind those. On the flip side of that, okay, we want to make sure that if there is an emergency, for an example, we had something not necessarily related to our school, but the police were doing something near the vicinity of our school that put us down in kind of a lockdown at our school. So parents were nervous about emergency communication with their student, right? They want to make sure that their students are okay in any situation, which can understand that completely. On top of that, it is used as an educational tool. I teach an accounting class, um, and I teach a personal finance class. I will have as part of my interaction with my students to get them, as I will tell them sometimes to get on their cell phone and use that as an educational tool to help enhance their learning experience. Since technology is such a big part of the business world, we use that to help them uh, with our lesson plan. So I don't run away from it. I try to use that as best I can by taking notes, using those apps, using those learnicational experiences. Okay. And then lastly on that, it's your cell phone you use every day in the real world. I know I make calls, I text, I look up information constantly in real world stuff, and so do other people, right? So getting them accustomed to using their phone, but using it responsibly is something that maybe we can teach them more in the classroom. That could be more on that side of why we shouldn't ban them in the first place. Okay, so those are all a couple of reasons. 3 reasons for of minimizing distractions, face-to-face interaction, and reducing cyberbullying or cheating. On the plus side of it, we're talking about, you always have your emergency contact in case something happens, so you can talk and communicate with your parents at all times. You have the ability to use it as an educational tool, enhance your learning experience, enhance and develop the way the world's going. Okay, so when I'm a big proponent of real life situations for students. Okay, and then lastly, preparing outside of preparing them for the real world, using that educational tools, right, to enhance that learning experience. So all of those are positive in those situations. So it's up to you on what works best for you and what works best for your school. But those are some pros and against why you should ban cell phones in the classroom. Thank you for your time and have a great day.